Hello, everyone. This is the first lecture of Petroleum Geomechanics 465 for the undergraduates and Reservoir Geomechanics 531 for graduate students. Welcome to the class. My name is Andreas Michael, and I will be the instructor for the class. You should have received two announcements from me so far. The first one is the welcome announcement, which is basically giving you the class time is for the on-campus students is 2:30 to 3:20 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And at the same time, I'm recording. And I see one person in the Zoom room right now. Hello, Joseph. And we will be recording the lectures, and then I will be inputting the recording into our Blackboard. So you are going to be able to view the recording. Joseph, can you mute yourself, please? Because there is background noise. Okay. The second email, it was with instructor office hours and TA information. I'm going to talk about them more later. Office hours will be Tuesdays, 1 to 4 p.m. starting next week. And the TA is one of my graduate students. His name is Kalu. Now, if you go to, I believe I'm sharing the right screen. Yes. If you go to learning modules on Blackboard, you will see that I distributed different folders, the information into different folders. Okay, we have one folder with orange, which is useful resources. And this is where I will be putting files, useful files, documents as we go along. As I think it makes sense. If there is something that I think can help you, a paper that I would like you to read if you have the time, paper, something that can help you with assignments, I will be putting it there. It's generally not mandatory stuff. It's stuff that are there to help if they can, but it's also at the same time they are not written by me, so there might be errors and other stuff that I might not know. Then we have 5 folders, which is basically the main modules of the class. The class is divided into 4 modules: Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, Module 4. I'm going to talk about them more later. And you have Module 0, which is basically introductory module. And it's something that a few slides that we're going to go over today and half of the next lecture. Very obviously, you're not going to be tested on Module 0, but the rest is basically what the class is about. And that is in the learning modules of the class. If you go to the Zoom meeting links, which I made, if you see here with capital letters, all uppercase letters, you will see, and let me make sure, yes, it's recording. You will see links to every lecture until the end of the semester, which is going to be on December 12th. December 12th is a Thursday. So our last class would be December 11th, Wednesday. And also the links to every office hour session of mine, which is starting from September 3rd, next week, next Tuesday. So you can go there and click the appropriate link, and it's going to get you to the appropriate Zoom room. Also, after the recording, you cannot see it here, but you cannot see it. But if you hit cloud recordings, after every lecture, the recording of the lecture goes to the cloud, and there are 3 files created. One that has what I'm seeing on the screen I'm sharing, just the screen. The other one, I believe it shows that camera. So basically it shows me and the first row, just that. And then there is the third video, which shows the screen, and on the top right corner, about, let's just say somewhere here, it has the camera. So when I'm gonna give the lectures and I'm gonna be writing down stuff, I'm making a conscious effort not to write in this area, because that's where the video, the camera video is gonna be at. But sometimes I make a mistake, sometimes I forget, and I could write into that. What I do is that I take this last video, which has both of them on the same screen, and I also upload a version of that, an MP4 copy of that on Blackboard in the learning modules. So if you go here, for instance, let me show you. Let me clear everything. And show you. So if you go to the learning modules, and let's just say we're in module 0 right now. You open this and you have one folder, which is basically the PowerPoint slides, and the last date was updated. But I will also add the MP4 file of the video of the lecture, which has the screen and the camera at the same time. Now, if I wrote accidentally behind where the camera is, the camera shows, you can go to the Zoom meeting links and find the video that doesn't have the camera. So all three of them are available to you. I'm just to make it easy for you, I'm putting one version on the folder. That being said, also the slides, if there is an update, if we find a mistake on the slides, and this is material that I prepared last year, so it's the second time I'm teaching it. I don't think there would be too many mistakes this time. If there is a mistake and I make a change, I will put updated a new date. And if it's a significant one, I will let you also know orally in the class that I made this change, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you don't get. So it's be careful. Don't go at the beginning of the semester, download everything, and then don't go again on Blackboard, because some things might change. Also, sometimes, depending on the speed that the class is going to, I rearrange the slides. Sometimes I have example problems that I may think, okay, we are ready for it, so I bring them forward. Sometimes I have example problems that I think we are not ready for those yet, I keep them back, so I make some rearrangements regardless. Yeah. Now, if you go to syllabus and schedule and you click the green file, you will see the syllabus of the class, which is basically a contract between me and you in terms of this is what you are gonna do, this is what the class will be about. If you do what you are expected to do, you are gonna get a grade. I think the grades are due on Christmas Eve. So you want to have a nice Christmas, right? It has information of me, the TA, Mr. Kalu, one of my graduate students. He's working on a hydraulic fracture topic, which is very related to this class. He took this class last year, did great. He knows the content very well. He took the next class as well, the class that follows this one. So yeah. Background, and I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more later. You need to have taken, the undergrads should have taken drilling engineering for 11 and yeah, have passed it with a grade of C or higher. Generally speaking, if you're a UND undergrad, you should have taken 411, and you should have also taken 451, the advanced drilling class, before you enter into this class. That means you are done with the drilling classes before you make it here. And I will show later how the classes are interrelated. But for prerequisite is basically only the 411. So if you took the fundamental drilling class, you are good for taking this one. What I was going to say about oh yeah, for our graduate students, obviously many of you didn't take your undergrad degree from here, so we assume that you have a good. We want you to have good knowledge in drilling before you enter this class, the basics, to be honest. And the modules of this class is gonna be module 1, the subsurface test stress state. We talk about the stresses that you find underground, rock mechanics and constitutive relations. This is a more like mathematical module. Students didn't really like this one last year. It was the more sort of mathy of all of them, less applied, let's say. Third one is rock failure mechanisms. And the fourth one is wellbore stability. If we have the time this semester, I might put something on wellbore integrity as well in module 4. Fall semesters are shorter, so I shoot for 4 modules. Spring semesters we do 5. The class book, textbook is gonna be Reservoir Geomechanics of Zovac. It's highly recommended that you have it. It's not the end of the world if you don't have it, but it will make your life harder, I believe. It's a good book, and it's good to go through it while you take the class. It's gonna make things easier. I don't know where my hard copy of the book is, but I have an electronic version of it, and I know that an electronic version is easy to find online. I cannot share it with you. I will get in legal trouble if I do, but all my graduate students have a copy of that, the electronic copy of that. It's not very hard to find, let's put it this way. What else? Yeah, it's a 2007, the first edition, but then there was a second edition in 2010. And I believe there is a third edition in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. The class will consist of homework assignments that make up 30%. I will be giving you assignments. Then there are 2 midterm exams, 20% each. One is on Friday, October 4th, and the other one is on Friday, also Friday, November 15th. I haven't filed for those exams yet, but I believe it will be approved. I will let you know if anything changes. The final is on December 16. Oh, that's a mistake. Should be 2024, not 23. So Monday, December 16, 2024, from 3:15 to 5:15, and this is completely uncontrolled by myself. Like they make the university makes the final dates and times based on when the class is. So I cannot really do anything about that. With the exams, I might be able to do something, but with this, it's like completely out of my control. Yeah, 30% for the final, 20% for midterm 1, 20% for midterm 2. What else? 30% for the homeworks. The idea is that if you have a bad time in one of the midterms, the homeworks can make up for it. They are generally, and I had this question in drilling by a student, the questions they ask you in the homeworks are of different nature compared to the exam questions, because the homeworks are there to help you learn. And they are more like assignment style questions. They are longer, you have Excel available, you have maybe MATLAB or Python, stuff like that. Whereas in the exam, it's like you come here and it's 50 minutes, and lecture on exam, and and you basically, it's testing what you know. By the way, there will be different exams for 465, the undergrads and the graduates, so it won't be the same. Homeworks will be the same, but not the exams. I have this rule that I implemented from last semester. If the homework is due and you haven't received, and if you are not granted an extension before the homework deadline, and I haven't submitted, haven't uploaded the solution key yet, you can still submit it, but it's going to be 50% discount. So you submit the homework late, and you didn't get basically it's late because you didn't get a permission from me for an extended deadline, and you make 100, it's going to be 50%. But once I upload the solution key, don't even bother submitting the homework assignment because it's going to be 0, and there is no point in doing it because you have the answers. The rest, okay. You will be asked to fill out a survey for me when the class is over. What else did I not say? Oh yeah, the grading scale. Okay, this is what the university recommends. 90 to 100 for A, B, C, D, blah, blah, blah. We don't have to uphold this scale. We can deviate it to a certain extent. What I normally do in my classes is that I see the final grades, the whole course grade in number, and I make a plot. And I go where the suggested thresholds are, and then I try to find a gap below that. So say if there is a good gap between 88 and then the next one is 84, maybe it's a good idea to drop the bar of 8 to 88. No, let's not cut it up 90 specifically, so 89.999 would be a B or something. In that case, it will never be a case where I will increase it. It will never be a case where it will be a 92 for an A or something. It will always, any change from that is to your benefit, not against you. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that about the grade breakdown. What else? There is some more information that you will need here. Everything is available in the syllabus. I will make we found one mistake, which is basically the year. I will fix that and upload a revised version, but an updated version. Yeah, and if there is any change on the syllabus, I will be telling you in the class or with a Blackboard announcement. Yeah, so we are done with the syllabus, and now I will open the module 0 PowerPoint slides. Oh, it's already open. Great. Okay. So, okay, nice. Course description. This is the description of the class as it's in our website. I think it was a much longer one, and our new chair, who's an excellent guy, and he has experience as a geomechanicist in ConocoPhillips, actually. He changed it to a much shorter description, much more concise. It's basically a brief review of the fundamental of rock mechanics as applied to petroleum engineering. There is a lot of focus on wellbore stability. And for the advanced version, there's a little bit more words, but basically it says that it's basically the same thing. And of course, there is focus in hydraulic fracturing. And this is material that will be covered in the class, and both undergrads and graduates will be able to see. Then the class for the undergrads that follows this one is gonna be, it's called well completions, and for the graduates, it's advanced stimulation techniques. So it's basically preparing you for these classes. Course prerequisites, we said drilling engineering, with a grade C or higher. Good background in drilling engineering will help. Oh, yeah. Yeah, background is important. I would say it also is very, very subjective in the sense of where you took these classes, how you took them, how much you learned. So there are some people, sometimes they have the prerequisites, but they don't know what they need to know for this class. Sometimes there are people who maybe they don't have the prerequisites, but they do know. So it's a little bit of a judgment call there. Now, a little bit about myself. I am from Cyprus. I'm what they call a Greek Cypriot. I graduated from high school in 2008, and the boys where I come from, at the time, they had to do a 2-year military service after high school. So 2008, 2010, I left. I came to the US. I graduated with my bachelor's from the University of Texas at Austin 1 semester early in 2013. And then with my master's, I graduated 1 semester late, 2016. And then I had to transfer to Louisiana State University, and I got my PhD during the pandemic. I actually transferred from Texas to Louisiana very late, after all the classes and everything. I only took 2 classes from LSU. Yeah, my moment in the sun was in 2019. I was the team captain of the LSU Petroleum team that won the championship. And the next day, I got second in the International Student Paper Contest. And I believe it's still a record. I don't know for sure. Back then, SP used to do Petrobol on Monday and paper contest on Tuesday. I don't know. I think now they do them on the same day. But it's a record, but it's not the benchmark, you know? If anybody ever wins the Petrobol and then wins first place in the paper contest, I'll be very happy if it's one of you. I say always, I will put your picture in my office. I hope it's one of my students. And for my dissertation, the PhD dissertation, I received the LSU's Distinguished Dissertation of the Year award for STEM. They give 1 award the whole year for STEM and 1 award for humanities. And mine received the PhD award, received the award for STEM. I authored 11 peer-reviewed journal articles, 33 conference papers, and 18 magazine articles. Most of those magazine articles are with SPE's magazine for young professionals, The Way Ahead, which is, I used to be the editor-in-chief of The Way Ahead for the period of 2020, 2021. And it's actually a good opportunity if you want to volunteer and you want to become good at writing, to write if you're under the age of 36. You can volunteer there. They are always on the lookout for good writers. And I actually know the current editor-in-chief, not as well as I knew the last one, but if you really want to get your foot on the door there, I might be able to help. I should be able to help. This is the teaching assistant from the class. His first name is Chukwuemeka, last name is Kalu. He goes by Kalu. He's a master's PhD student from Nigeria and works on hydraulic fracture modeling. He actually tries to do experiments on transparent gelatin so you can see the fractures growing. And yeah, I mean, he already took that class, did excellent. And he knows this stuff, so he can help with anything. Be nice to him. He's gonna be nice to you. And yeah, he's there to help with any questions that you have. I put here that the TA must be treated with respect and professionalism at all times. In my first semester here, we had some issues and I had to step in, but it was the semester I didn't have, it wasn't my graduate students being the TAs. After that, it was only my graduate students, and it was a little bit easier for me to control the whole situation, but I won't be tolerating if there is any unprofessionalism towards VTA. Class format and important dates. We already talked about that. Late homework rule. We talked about the exams. Now the exams, there is something about the class. Last year, the class was taught 8 to 9:30 in the morning, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it was a 75-minute lecture. It was 75-minute exams. This year, it's going to be 50-minute exams. It's going to be shorter exams, but less time. So please come well prepared in the exams. We're going to talk about it when the time comes. But you have the 2 50-minute exams, and then you have a 2-hour final. Okay, you have 50 minutes and 50 minutes. What is it? 100 minutes, 1 hour and 40 minutes, and then 2 hours. You have 4 hours and 40 minutes, less than 5 hours of examination time for this class. It sounds a lot, but I mean, it may not be that much. So, yeah, you don't want to destroy your grade because you had an off day. Yeah, don't leave any points behind, as I like to say. Now, this class is a part of a sequence of 4 classes that you are gonna take by me, the undergrads. And this is class number 3, okay? That means if you're an undergrad and you are in this class, you have passed drilling engineering and you have passed advanced drilling engineering. And you're taking this class from this semester, and next one you're gonna take well completions with advanced stimulation techniques. We set the 4 modules for this class. And yeah, the spring classes, it's a longer semester on the spring, and they are longer but easier, I think. They have 5 modules for the spring, but for the fall, we only have 4 modules. Some things, this is the class that they are the most sort of theoretical of all 3. Undergrad students, sometimes they have some trouble getting into it, but once you get into it and you understand what is going on, it's easy. Once we start applying this stuff in the next class, I think you will have better understanding of how things work. But this is the class where you will see some things that are foreign. Also, to be in this level right now as an undergrad, I believe you should have taken geology, introduction to geology, and also solid mechanics. These are very important because this class is a combination of the 2. In solid mechanics, you learn how stresses and deformation is interrelated. And in this class, you're going to apply it to rocks, and you learn about rocks in geology. So those 2 classes, I would say solid mechanics is the most important foundation for this class. It's even more important than drilling engineering. It's just drilling engineering, we do some wellbore architecture, stability stuff that is related to that. But yeah, it's yeah, we do wellbore mechanics in module 3 of the second class of the sequence, which sort of is a precursor to this. And then in the next class, we're going to do basic rock mechanics, well completion hardware, hydraulic fracturing operations, formation damage and well deliverability, and surface facilities and artificial lift. The surface facilities part, it was added this semester. It's going to be added next semester for the first time. Reason being, this part here, it wasn't there last semesters. And it's because same thing with artificial lift. Other schools, some other schools, they have a whole class for them as an elective. Here we don't, but we briefly touch on it in production. So I decided to put it there, but it's gonna be module 5. So that's the very end of the class, you know. If we don't have time to make it there, it's not that big of a deal. I would like to, but it's not the end of the world. What I was going to say about I forgot about that class. But yeah, it's gonna be new. Yeah, when I came over, I started, when did I start? January 2023, I started teaching those classes. I started actually in the spring. I redesigned everything. So from those 4 classes, only one homework question remained the same as it was before. So yeah, I mean, old materials, I don't think they will help you much with that. Now I have been teaching, like, this is my 5th semester. I'm fairly new, but I have seen some common trends in when students don't do good, don't get a good grade. So you don't want to be on Christmas Eve and having a bad grade in the class. And I have identified 5 common causes where people end up with a bad grade or a grade that they didn't like. The first one is, of course, inadequate background. You didn't take the classes that you should have taken before entering this class. I wouldn't call this a very introductory level course. I mean, you need to have some certain sort of standing before you come in. You have to be able to, linear algebra, you have to be able to deal with matrices. You have to be able to plot stuff. You have to be able to make integration, addition, stuff like that. Not crazy mathematical involved, but it's the most mathematical, I would say, of all the 4 classes that I mentioned earlier. It's also the most sort of theoretical of all of them. The others are more applied. The second cause is weak background. So you have the classes that are required behind you, but you didn't really learn what you had to learn. Somehow you end up with a C minus, whatever, and you get into this class, and then, you know, they are ghost finding you from the past. You know, it ghosts you the fact that you didn't learn what you are supposed to learn. And this is, again, a personal thing. You have to figure it out and catch up. Doesn't mean that you're going to do bad in this class, but you have a longer way to go than other students. The third one, which is the saddest, is inconsistency. You get a low grade because, not because you scored low on a hard exam. It was a hard exam and everybody does lower than what they normally do. But you didn't do that bad. But you lose the grade because there was an easy homework that you overlooked and you did you didn't submit it and you got a 0. Or maybe it was an easy homework, you didn't spend enough time on it. Everybody got 100 and you got a 70. Then you go to the midterm and you got an 80 because it was a hard midterm. But the 80 is not what killed you, it's the 70 on the homework, you know, that everybody got 100. This is very sad to see. The fourth one is something that I had trouble when I was young. It's like you want to do everything perfect and you focus on details and you miss the big picture. It's almost like a tree. There is hierarchy. Some things are more important than others. For instance, the most important question is this class. In this class is one I'm not going to ask in an assignment or an exam. Is what is geomechanics, for instance. And we were going to talk about that. It's the mechanics of the earth. But yeah, I mean, some things are more important than others, and you want to pay attention to the right things. Don't overlook the big picture for the sake of details. Minor details that you may never be tested on. Also, some things, it might be the first time you see them in this class, but it won't be the last time that you see them in your academic sort of training during your higher education. I remember when I took petrophysics the first time in fall of 2011, there were some things some concepts that were foreign. It was the first time I was seeing them, so I had trouble getting to grips with them. But when I saw them again in well logging the next semester, it wasn't that tough. I was friends with them. When I went to grad school, I took advanced petrophysics. I had an advantage over the other students who are coming from different disciplines. And yeah, I mean, it's something that, so it's like, don't expect to understand everything 100% from the beginning. It's a process. The fifth one is low motivation, which is just sad. I mean, and again, there is nothing I can do about it. Some people just want to pass the class. Then they get into this dangerous zone. They end up they come to the final being on the border between failing and passing, and then maybe the final is harder than what they expected. They do bad, and then they say tragedy, because this class is only offered in the fall. Then you need to basically delay your graduation for 1 year. And these are sad things, shouldn't be happening. Okay, any questions on everything I went through? Okay, we have one student in the class and one student online. I'll see any questions. If you do have questions, yeah, feel free to email me, or you don't have to wait until the office hours. Also, you don't have to raise your hand. It's a small class. You don't have to raise your hand or online put a note. Yeah, you just speak up. It wouldn't be an issue. To let me know if you have any question.
Yeah,
Now,
hello, sir.
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
just
sir. Yeah, nice coming to this class then. So, like the last time I sent you a mail concerning the exam format, because I noticed your exam is, you say it's only going to be throughput to you. But I don't know, because like the other exams we'll be doing, we do it via Zoom. Why is it that you don't do Zoom?
yeah. Zoom is not an appropriate method of doing proctoring exams through the School of Engineering. What do we allow in the School of Engineering is ProctorU, but if you don't want to take it in ProctorU, you can go to the exams tab of the Blackboard, and you can sign a waiver, and then you can have the test in person in a
Okay, I understand that. You know why I'm saying this? Because I remember vividly one of the last course I took with you before I finished that training. The Zoom the Proto U exam, the day of the exam was a complete mix up, because like I was now using my hand to be touching my screen to be writing. It's not possible to be using your hand on your computer. It's as if I was drawing. You know, it was very difficult. I was not able to use my keyboard. I was not able to write anything with the pen. That was my really big challenge. You understand? Like the other exams I've been doing since, which I scored very good grade, it was like through Zoom. I know, maybe ProtoU. I'm ready to use the ProtoU, but that is why I want to see that. Okay, if I want to use ProtoU now, I will be able to use my pen, or I'll be able to use the keyboard to type or to write, not my hand. The last exam I was using my hand to like write formula. It will take me time. It will take me time, and that slows my performance seriously.
yeah,
That's just
it
my only
sounds like
concern.
it would be beneficial if you take the
Yeah,
exam in
yeah,
person.
yeah, yeah. Even the Proto person saw the challenge that day. We are coming out, coming in, coming out, coming in, but we ended up me have to use my hand to be writing on the, like I was drawing. How can I be drawing in an exam condition? It's very difficult. That is just my own concern. I'm ready to use the Proto if it has been upgraded. But all the exams I've been doing now since I've been through Zoom, where I bring out the paper, I write on it, the viewers on live camera to see us, I would have preferred that, but I don't know. But if
Yeah,
your only option, yeah,
we are gonna, I think this is the second to last semester. No, fall of 2025. I know the School of Engineering will move to a different vendor for proctoring online exams. But I mean, right now the options are ProctorU, or you take it in a pre-approved testing center near you. Where you
yeah.
live?
So okay, like the other ones, I've taken like four different courses via Zoom. Is it that
Yeah,
the school did not
we
approve
don't do
it?
Zoom. We don't do Zoom because we had problems with that. So we
Okay,
don't do Zoom. Zoom is not an option to have somebody proctoring you, because there have been we had issues in the past.
okay.
Now,
Yeah.
that being said, when you take the exam, if you take the exam with PTRE, there are some rules in the front page that are down to you. Last year, we had somebody cutting off connection at the end of the exam, and then basically carrying on the exam on his own and submitting it with different answers. And our exam, when this happens, the PTRE files a report, and the report goes to the administrative ladies for the School of Engineering, and those are very sharp into, they know what, they have caught a lot of bad practices. So we had cases like that. We had to give 0 to students because they went off to Google to search during the exam something. We have given 0 to people because they had somebody else take the exams for them and they got caught. So it's a little bit of a strange territory. And once you sign off to start the exam in PTRE, it's basically, it's your responsibility to uphold the all the requirements that they are saying in the exam. Like if you cut connection, you need to finish the exam, I think, and to show your proctor that you stopped that you deleted the exam document from your computer and everything. There are several ways you can cheat the system, and we try not to avoid that. That's why we do it via PTRE, which I know it's a little bit intimidating for students, and I had issues in the past. I had issues in the past where students were harassed a little bit by the proctor, and we have videos of every student taking the exam. I can go and see the video, and I can see what happened. If there is a report file, and even if there is no report file, I can go and check every student who took the exam and see what is going on. Yeah, it's very, very tough. And I tried to make it easier. I know some people are working on a rig. I used to work on a rig too, and I know 12.5 hours are horrible. So what I do is I give 24 hours for the exam, the online test takers. The on-campus students, they have to take it here. They come to this room and they take it during the lecture. The online students say the exam is on October 4th. That's one day before your birthday, right? Exactly. Yeah. So you start the exam at 2:30 and you finish at 3:20. Online students, they can start the exam anytime within 24 hours from October 4th, 2:30 until October 5, 2:30. Once you start the exam, you have 50 minutes to complete it. And I will make sure that it's an exam that can be done in 50 minutes. Yeah, if you are not fast at writing, holding the requirements of PTRE, I would highly suggest that you get a testing center and take it in person. You don't want to have extra issues, you know, you want to, yeah, just make it easy on yourself and go to a testing center near you. And if there is no testing center already approved, the ladies in the administrative ladies in the College of Engineering, especially our online programs coordinator, Miss Courtney, is very good at her job. She can help you find something. If you have like a university near you, I believe if you are in the military, you can be proctored by an officer that is at least 2 ranks above you. They have their own rules of approving proctors, different proctors, or testing centers. So utilize that. I think email is Courtney with an A .white@und.edu, and she's very helpful. Like I go to her if I have a question. So yeah, please utilize that. And it sounds like we are almost done. I mean, what else did I not say? The final would be the same way. You have 24 hours from the beginning of the on-campus exam. Now, on campus, you have no option. You have to come to class and take the exam in class. Yeah,
Not class project for this class?
no, the next class. Next class, yeah. Next class and the previous class, advanced drilling and well completions.
Really?
Yeah,
461.
451. They have the project on the phone simulator. And then the next class, there is a project. No, there is some long homework assignments in this one that they are almost like a project, but nothing crazy. It's more of a fundamentals focused class. And yeah, I think there is 11 students in total, not counting you, not counting Hakim, yeah, in the class. So yeah, if you guys, next class, we are gonna go through some, yes, Joseph?
Yeah. So, sir, sorry, sir. In
Yeah,
this class, now, how many are we online and how many are we physically there? How many online students and how many campus students we have for this your class?
I don't remember. I don't remember the split. Uh, don't
Because I
remember.
online, I can only see myself online.
Okay, let's see who's online. No, I
No
know
problem.
at least another one from, I think he's in Texas right now. There is another one. There is at least, it might be just you in the 531 online.
Okay.
But there is 4 sessions. There is 460,
Okay.
465 on campus, 465 online, 531 on campus, and 531 online. So you may be seeing just your session.
Yeah. So the 531, like in Geomechanics, is for the masters, right?
It's for the graduate students. It's the advanced.
Okay, I get you. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem. Yeah, so actually, I was going through the module one. I know maybe you will touch that tomorrow, and I was looking at that example one. But maybe tomorrow that's when I can ask question because I look at one of the survey and I was like being a little bit lost how they jump to get that value there in example one. But maybe tomorrow when we go through it on Friday, right? Stick on Wednesday, Friday, right?
We still have some stuff from module 0,
Okay, yeah.
basic energy status
Yeah.
stuff. And then
I just browsed through it and I go through that example one, page 14 precisely. Then I saw how they jump. I was like, I didn't know how they come, how you get that 2 and 4. But when I solve it mathematically, I know I was getting something different. I said, okay, maybe when the class will start, I will see how you solve it. No problem.
yeah, I mean, we have it won't be this week that we are gonna go to example 1, module 1.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a while.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe.
I was just going through it. I will take time.
Yeah. I think
Hope the
last year,
textbook, sorry, the
yeah,
textbook will be helpful too because I already placed order for the textbook.
what happened?
No, I said I placed order for the textbook. With the textbook by Zodiac, it will be helpful too, right?
Facebook?
The textbook, the recommended textbook that we're going
Textbook.
to use.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I saw it and I placed an order for it to support me, so
Yeah.
that.
The textbook, and there is also other stuff. There is a lot of geomechanics people who put stuff online that could be helpful.
Okay.
There is a
Yes,
lot
okay.
of confusion. Some people use different symbols. It confuses even me in a paper I was writing with another student recently. Like we were still confused because some people were using CO for something and SO for something else, but they made the same thing, So,
Yes.
yeah. Anyway, I mean, yeah, we are gonna go in slowly, and
Yes, sir.
This is material that I prepared last year. This time I'm not gonna be preparing material as we go along, so it's gonna be more comfortable for me as well.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, I think the time is up.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you.
Yeah, same here. I will see you guys on Friday, 2:30.
Bye. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice rest of your day.